Hello. Welcome to Affaircare, our weekly podcast. And today I'm going to be walking you through step 3 of recovering after an affair. In case you have missed it, we have had a series here that is going through we went through our basic concepts: love extinguishers, love kindlers, what steps to take to end an affair, and here now we're going through the steps to take to recover after an affair, or to reconcile, so, if you will. So today's episode is about step 3, which is take some time. So when there has been an affair in the marriage, there's been a pretty big disconnect between the two spouses. And after making the decision to forgive, and after committing to, the work of rebuilding your marriage, and you've made that commitment, then the next step that we recommend is for people to take some time away, just the two of you, to reconnect to each other. I'll give you a very typical scenario. At the beginning, you spent a lot of time together. There were lots of love kindlers. The passion and the love was high, and so you got married. Then small love extinguishers started to creep in, such as, no biggie, but putting the toilet paper in upside down, squeezing the toothpaste in the middle, loading the dishwasher wrong. Then children were added, and there were a few more love extinguishers, such as, maybe she felt like he didn't earn enough, he felt like she's letting herself go. Then, more life came along, and there were even more extinguishers, such as he's working long hours to pay for all the stuff that she thinks that he needs to earn, and she feels neglected. And meanwhile, she is refusing to have sex with him because she doesn't feel connected to him. And so it's getting worse and worse. And you can see how there's a big disconnect going on there. Well, so one of the things that then happens is that people start to associate in their head my spouse with negative things. So, for example, in their brain, the association is made between their spouse and not, she's nagging me about not earning enough. My spouse, and then she doesn't give me sex. My spouse, and so to a guy, there's the association of, basically a negative association with his wife. And likewise for a wife, she's thinking of, he leaves me all the time, he doesn't help out with the house. So there's that negative, and what we need to do is to reconnect, and also to reconnect with some positive things. Start a couple of positive, good memories, basically. So very often what people think about this time is, well, we can't afford a vacation right now. Are you kidding? I'm barely hanging on at work, and we are, possibly divorcing, so I'd have to afford 2 attorneys and 2 houses and lose half of everything, and you want me to go and spend money on a vacation? But I will warn you that this step is very necessary, and it is crucial. It does not have to be a cruise to the Bahamas, or, a 1-month vacation, at the Ritz. This can be something fairly simple. A couple of longer, like so to speak, 3-day weekends would work. Or likewise, if you had a situation where there was a 3-day weekend coming up, like a Labor Day or Memorial Day, ask the grandparents to watch the kids the day before and the day after. You've got 5 days with each other. Something like that, where the two of you have the house to just yourselves, and there's no other things that are just going to be jumping up and in your face. You're going to try to get away from home, just so you can get to a place that does not have any bad memories associated with it. But if not, staying home is okay. And one of the things you actually could do that would be a little bit of fun, possibly, is to redecorate your home in ways that would de-trigger the house. So, for example, if D-Day was in the living room on the couch, and now your couch reminds you of it sort of traumatizes you about the affair, get rid of the couch. Get another one. Again, you may be thinking, I can't afford this. But what you really can't afford is to lose your marriage. And if the price to save your marriage is to get a new couch, I say, go to Goodwill and get a damn couch. That's what I say. The ideal situation would be to actually get out of the house for a little bit, go someplace you've always wanted to go, but kind of never got around to, someplace a little bit secluded, and purposefully have fun together. Okay, that's ideal. The second best would be to, you're staying at home. It's like a staycation, right? But you're not going to do particularly like, I've got all this work I've got to do. Your idea is to do some things with each other that you've always wanted to do and never got around to, so that you can primarily associate positive, or begin to associate, I should say, positive thoughts with your spouse. This getaway is not for, deep emotional talks that last hours and hours. That's exhausting, and that's going to be in a negative association. Nor is it a time to demand sexual fulfillment. Now, if nature takes its course, so be it. Don't fight it. But I am saying, don't go with the expectation of the loyal spouse often is quite upset with their disloyal, and the thought of reconnecting sexually is upsetting and scary and could even anger them because they were with someone else. So instead, this getaway is just for one thing, to be with each other in a way that you find that's enjoyable, doing things that you both find enjoyable. Right now, my guess is that the loyal spouse has their little hobbies and enjoyment and friends that they do stuff with, and the disloyal spouse has their little hobbies and friends and things that they do stuff with. Disconnect. See, we want to reconnect. So, as an example, some people, take the time and go to, like, Disneyland or someplace where you've always wanted to go. The local amusement park, if that's your kind of thing, you'd like that, right? David and I, we are both interested in car shows. We like the cars, we like the engines. Now, he's gotten where he has a little more trouble walking, so we go to them less, but that doesn't mean we stop going. We have interests in common, and so what we do is we spend time on those interests, and we do our interests together, so that way we build a reconnection with each other, okay? So, if you guys don't know what you would like to do, why don't you, one of the things you can do that's a little bit fun, it's just a start of reconnecting, is to start planning the trip together a little bit. Now, again, bear in mind your personality types, bear in mind that one may be a planner and one is more spontaneous, so you don't want to force a plan on the spontaneous spouse, nor do you want to force spontaneity on the planning spouse, but I'm just saying, kick around some ideas. What might you do? And then when you do, where might you go? When you do get there, what are, maybe you don't know what things you have in common, so why don't you kick around, like, I kind of like this recreation, and I kind of like that. If you both agree, I'm not saying you can't, but if you agree to it, make love. If you feel real connected and you feel you want to physically connect, go for it. I'm not saying that. But if you're not quite there, do some of the actions again that start to rekindle love so that you can make love again. Does that make sense? So this is a foundation that starts the positive association. So you start to think, my spouse, and oh, that trip, that was fun. Oh, going to the ocean, we had so much fun. It's one positive thing that you can think of and associate with your spouse, and it's then the foundation upon which you're going to build, a happy, loving marriage with the good memories. That's your first good memory again after the affair, okay? So, this one's kind of a short one. If you have any questions or anything, please go ahead and email us at affaircare@gmail.com. Or likewise, you can always come to our website. That's www.affaircare.com, and we will be happy to answer your questions and look forward to talking to you next week. Just for fun, next week's step is going to be step 4, which is the mutually united understanding. And we'll be going over that next week. Alrighty, thanks everybody. Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.